guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a review slash demo on this product right here, and this is the LA Colors Liquid Makeup Foundation for $1 at Dollar Tree. There's a couple of foundations that I've seen up there, and this is the first one that I was curious to try, partially because it's so cute and tiny, and I just didn't think it could be that bad of a product. The second one I purchased today, and it is by Sassy and Chic or something like that, and it comes in a little tube, and I'm really excited to try that as well, and I'm hoping that it's a much better foundation. But if it is any good at all, I want to do a video on that one as well. I was most curious to try this product because it is $1, and I thought like if it were amazing, then there would be a really good $1 foundation out there, and I wanted to share it with everyone if that was the case. So I have been using this for maybe a couple of weeks. I haven't used it consistently for a couple of weeks. I've used it over a period of 2 weeks. I would say that I've used it 4 or 5 times going to work, and I do work 12-hour shifts, so it did last for the entire shift as far as I can tell. The drawback, however, to this product is that they don't have very many shades, and this particular shade is obviously too dark for my skin tone. I don't know if you can tell by me just holding the bottle up to my face, or if you can see a drastic difference in color between my face and my neck. But this is a more tan shade, and I do believe it was the lightest one that I saw in the store that day. It might be the lightest one they even sell. This is in the shade True Beige, and I do think that is their lightest shade. But look how much I've used. I did good. But there are lots of foundations that I purchased that are too tan for me, and they end up looking orange on my skin. And so this didn't turn out so bad in that department because it does apply very sheer to the skin. So because it applied so sheer when I wore it, it did, the color of it toned down somewhat, and it did match my neck. So if there are any of those of you who are interested in trying this product and are afraid of the shade color, maybe you shouldn't be, because once you wear it and it shears out, it might lighten up on the skin after all. My favorite go-to look for quick, easy makeup lately has been to apply my Maybelline Fit Me concealer really all over my face. I noticed that after a few hours or by the end of the day, it looked really cakey around my nose, and I don't recall that being the case when I first started wearing it. So I've been looking to replace it with something else, and I saw this at Dollar Tree, and I thought since it's so little, it would probably go a long way if I'm just wearing it to work, or especially if I'm just wearing it to conceal a little bit. However, it is too sheer to conceal, but I do think that it wears nicely as a foundation, especially if you prefer a sheer foundation. Anyway, I do think it's well worth the $1 if you are into not spending a lot of money on makeup, or if you're someone who's not very picky. I'm really considering doing more Dollar Tree makeup looks and more Dollar Tree product reviews, because I find that very interesting. Everyone always looks for cheaper alternatives at the drugstore, but I want to start finding cheaper alternatives at the dollar store. I think that would be really cool. So let me know if you're interested in that. But that's it for this video. We're going to get into the demonstration part, and I'll show you how I apply this makeup and how I wear it, or this foundation, and that'll be it. So I think we're just going to jump into that demonstration, and then I will see you guys later. Hey guys, so we're going to get started with the makeup application, and one of the things that I wanted to talk to you about was the brush that I'm going to be using. My favorite way to apply this foundation is by using the e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Brush. If any of you who are watching now have seen my previous videos, you would know that I always apply foundation with the Sigma F80 brush, which is my favorite foundation brush. But for this particular formula, I don't find that the Sigma F80 is necessary. I feel like because this brush has less densely packed bristles, it's going to provide a sheerer coverage than the Sigma F80. And since this formula of foundation is already pretty sheer when it's applied, I don't feel the need to pack it on with a Sigma F80. Also, I prefer not to wear a primer underneath this foundation. I don't really find it necessary since it lasts long enough that I can get home and take it off. And I just don't really feel the need for the primer, and it's just an extra step that I choose to eliminate. Okay, I wanted to zoom you in just a little bit so you can see how this applies up close. I have been applying this directly to the brush just because it's easier, and then I don't have to waste time putting it on the back of my hand. This looks like a lot of product. I actually do 2 full pumps. I think I was using 2 full pumps. I use more pumps because it shears out and I find that it pretty much disappears on my face anyway, so it doesn't matter. And then I just start applying. And this shade is actually much darker than my skin tone, but I have found that since it does sheer out, it still matches my neck pretty well. And it's not a whole lot darker. Well, it's not darker. And I actually usually like to apply this the heaviest where I get redness, and then kind of blend it down towards the jawline, but I think I forgot to do that today. With this foundation, I find that it doesn't cover perfectly. The thing that I really liked about it when I first applied it was that it seemed to let some of the redness, some of my natural redness show through, and to me that seemed to create a more natural look than if I were to put on a fuller coverage foundation and then pack on blush and bronzer. And to me it was just like a really easy one-step process to get a more natural look, as opposed to really creating one yourself when you're applying all sorts of makeup. And I feel like although it's not a full coverage foundation, it also gives you the appearance of having applied makeup, so you still look like you're wearing some makeup, and you look like you tried to put yourself together that morning, but I feel like it's just one easy step. I do think that this is a buildable coverage, except if I build it up too much, it's not going to match my natural skin color on my neck and it's going to look too orange, so I actually can't build it up, but I think that you can build it up a little bit, not too much of course. Also, I forgot to mention with the Sigma F80, I have tried applying this with that brush and I found that the coverage wasn't any more fuller than with the e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Brush, so I just stick to using that. It's just an easier application in my opinion. The last thing that I do for this particular foundation is to apply a powder on top. I don't feel like this particular foundation is too tacky. I just prefer to lay it down with a powder because I feel like it's going to move around if I don't. And so I just use a brighter powder for my under eyes, which is the Wet n Wild Coverall pressed powder in the shade Fair. But I've been using this a lot lately, so I use it to brighten the under eye, and then for just a regular powder around the rest of the face, I'm going to use the Laura Mercier Loose Translucent Setting Powder. I don't know if I like this. I think it's drying out my skin, or it appears to look dried out when I apply it, but it's the only powder that I have right now that doesn't mattify my entire face. And so this is going to be the final look for that foundation. All I have on other than that is just some Dip Brow Pomade and mascara, and I don't have any lip color on yet, but I think I'm going to apply some. Okay, so this is going to be our completed makeup look. Let me zoom you in so that you can see the coverage of the foundation. and just be reminded that when I typically wear this foundation, I don't do anything special with it. I normally don't even wear a lipstick. I just do brows, mascara. I'll throw this on and I'll put a powder on top of it, and that's really about it. And this is my very minimal, easy out the door kind of makeup look that I've been using for work lately. So here is the foundation up close. It's kind of hard for me to see what you guys are seeing because I'm not zoomed in like you are. I'm kind of back here. But normally, like I've said before, you can see the red coming through the skin, and of course you can still see any freckles or any bumps. Certainly if you have any red bumps, you can kind of see through those. But overall, it's not bad, and like I said, I like that the redness comes through because I feel like just enough of it comes through that it looks like a more natural flush rather than applying a blush to your face. Alright guys, that completes this video for today. I hope that you enjoyed watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!